Hello and welcome to Raising Spirits. I'm Steve.
I'm Sam. That's almost the name of our show.
Oh, it's Raising Those Spirits. I'll start over. Hello and welcome to Raising Those Spirits. I'm Steve.
And I'm Sam.
And it's finally Halloween.
It's Halloween. It's October. It's Halloween. It's always Halloween in our hearts. So it's like, yeah, when were you gonna get here, actual October?
Yeah, I mean, it's not actual Halloween unless you waited to listen to this episode. It's October 29th and not 29th. Whoa, 19th is when this is airing, but we air on Tuesdays, so there was no way to actually make this happen on Halloween.
But it's always Halloween on Raising Those Spirits.
Yeah.
So, no, I think it still works. I think it still works.
Have you been gearing up hard?
Let me tell you what I did to get into the Halloween spirit. I mean, other than doing just a ton of decorating, I say me, I'm not doing the decorating. My wife has decorated our entire apartment, and it is like wall to wall spooky. And I imagine a lot of this stuff is going to stay up. We have our spooky Halloween tree, which is actually just our Christmas tree, but it's covered in Halloween decorations. We have now we did a lot of shopping at Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is the best place that you could possibly go for Halloween because we bought so much cheap stuff that's big. And what I'm looking at right now, sitting directly across from me on the door to my living room, is just this plastic sheet with these spooky skeletons on it. Like, it's so cheesy. That's great because it was $1. So I got like a ton of them. They're gonna be all around my house on like actual Halloween. I can't say enough about just going to the Dollar Tree and spending your heart out. And I think I talked about that on the last episode too. I really did just buy an awful lot of stuff.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah, no, I mean it was fantastic. You know what we got? We got a bunch of like plastic skeletons that my daughter loves. She calls them all Mr. Skeleton Bones. And she got one at Target. She got one for herself with her birthday money. She had a Target gift card. She got a little skeleton that's just made of cheap plastic, and it broke pretty much immediately. And today, like my wife and I were trying to get it to fit back together. So we used Gorilla Glue. That did not work. So then we pulled out like our barbecue lighter and we tried to melt the broken pieces back together. And that also did not work. It was $1. I'm just gonna go back to Target and get another one. You can't melt plastic skeletons back together. That was what I learned. That's something I learned
I'm surprised it didn't
recently.
light on fire. A lot of plastic is flammable.
You know what, Steve? It did a little. It did light kind of on fire, and we did have to open up the windows in our kitchen where we were attempting this experiment. And then we moved outside like geniuses. And it did work, and we ended up throwing it out. Yes, it did light on fire. It was not safe. It was not a smart thing to do. Um, do not recommend. But the real fun Halloween activity that I actually wanted to talk about that we did recently, picked up a big box of Monster Mash cereal, which is Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Yummy Mummy, Boo Berry, Fruit Brute, all mixed together in one box. And I'll tell you, it tastes like artificial flavoring. But it definitely was like, it was fun. It was fun to like sit and have a bowl of cereal with my daughter, and we looked at the box and had all the spooky monsters on it. And it doesn't taste. I'm not going to tell you it tastes good. It tastes like um sort of cheap cereal that you ate while watching Saturday morning cartoons as a kid, but it tastes exactly like that because that is what it is. Um, so it was a nice nostalgia thing for me. It was it's so cheap and terrible,
Can I tell
but
you,
also perfect.
I don't know if I've ever had any of those cereals.
Not even Count Chocula, because Count Chocula was the one that I did have as a kid. I don't know that I ever had Frankenberry, and
I
those are the two that usually stick
may
around.
I may have had Chocula like once if I did, it was not a. It left no impact on me. It was not a memorable experience. Um,
I got it. I got it one time, and it turned my milk into chocolate milk. And then that was, I think, the last time my mom let me have it. I have a very vivid memory of getting Count Chocula and then not getting to have it again.
there was a different. I think we used to get Cocoa Pebbles. That's the only chocolate cereal I ever remotely remember getting as a child. We used to get Fruity or Cocoa Pebbles if they were on sale. I don't think I ever actually had the Count Chocula one.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you to try it now.
That's my thought. I'm like, it can either live in my heart as like a potentially really cool thing, or I can try it and be like, I'm 30 years too late for this party in my
Oh no, if you're
mouth.
expecting it to be like good and be like, "Wow, this is my favorite cereal now," not going to happen.
I
Not
mean,
going to
I would
happen.
never expect that.
Okay, good. I mean, yeah, if you keep your expectations of what it might be pretty low,
It's how I
I
live my
think it can be a
life.
success. Yeah, no, keep your expectations low. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be, it's going to taste like Saturday morning cereal. It even comes with, they have a QR code on the back. If you scan it, it'll open up your Spotify and play the Monsters doing Monster Mash. Like they did a updated cover of Monster Mash using the General Mills monsters.
I mean, that's fun.
Yeah, it was fun. My daughter really got a kick out of it because she likes that song. She thinks, she likes the Halloween music. So she got a kick out of it. We had to listen to it in the car after that too.
I'm at the stage where I'm like, am I going to let my kids eat that?
Don't. Well, you know what we have? We have weekend cereal in my house.
Good
So
idea.
yeah, so I got like one of those box, it's like the plastic, and it comes with like a bunch of different boxes of terrible cereals, um, like your Cocoa Pebbles, what's the one with the frog?
Oh, Smacks?
Yeah, is that it? Yeah, it comes with those. It comes with, just a bunch of cereals that I would never have a full box of. And those are the weekend cereals. Because she just eats, regular Rice Krispies during the week. Pretty much she would eat Rice Krispies for every meal if I let her.
Yeah.
Um,
My wife's family used to give them, like, in their stockings, they would get those, like, individual cereal packs because they weren't allowed to have them, like, normally. And I was like, I think I might do that just for, like, Christmas and stuff. You get a bunch of, like, junk sugary cereal, and otherwise you get, like, Kix and Cheerios and normal, remotely healthy things.
I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, right?
Oh, you know what I would do? Here's my new Christmas idea. This is not speaking. This is, we're already jumping over Halloween, going straight to Christmas.
I mean,
I
that's what
think
happens.
you've just inspired me. I'm gonna do, like, instead of an Easter egg hunt, I'm gonna do a cereal box hunt, and I'm gonna wrap up little boxes of cereal and hide them around my apartment
That
for my daughter to
sounds
find.
awesome. I would love that if I
Yeah.
was a kid.
No, I'm so excited about this idea. You inspired it. We're gonna
Good.
call this the Secret Steve Santa.
Secret Steve Santa.
That
Love it.
doesn't that.
Just call it this.
We're calling
Everyone.
this. I had this. This is was it? It was for a Secret Santa gift I got at work years ago. Now, probably like 10 years ago. It was a pickle ornament, like a little glass pickle, and it comes with this whole story about how you're supposed to hide the pickle at Christmas, and the first person to finds the pickle, hide the pickle. That sounds gross, but
Hmm.
this is the game. The first person who finds the pickle gets a prize.
I'm aware
So
of
it's like, oh,
this.
oh, you've heard of this. Okay, so I thought that was pretty neat. So this, before me or my sister had kids, and it was still like we were the young people at Christmas. I hid the pickle at my parents' house, and then my wife and I did a nip hunt. So we hit a bunch of nips all around my parents' house. The first person who found the pickle, I handed them a nip, and then I said, "All right, the hunt's on. Everybody look for the nips," and we did like a nip hunt.
Hmm. Yeah, I
So
think I
the
think
cereal could be like a kid version of that.
I think the pickle thing is an old German American thing.
Okay, so like it came from Germany and then it was like something different and then America Americanized it and became a pickle.
Either that or it was like, you know how Italian Americans created their own fun? Like a
Like
lot of
what
like
do you mean?
American Italian stuff has nothing to do. Like if you go to Italy, they'll be like, "What?"
Oh,
Or
like spaghetti and meatballs is not a thing over there.
yeah, like I think it might be like the Germans came here and then were like pickles. But pickles are a big German thing, so maybe, but I don't know. I don't know if it was I think it's German American. Of that I'm 90% sure. But I don't know if it came from Europe or if they got here and were like pickle. So,
You know, I would Google it, but again, I don't want to Google hide the pickle. I'm on my work laptop, and I don't need that to happen.
fair.
What have you been up to, Steve? What's new with you?
Well, we decorated. I got out all that stuff. We have a big human-sized skeleton named Fred that we always dress up and put out every year. So I got him and put him on the patio furniture out front. So he's just kind of chilling by the fire pit this year. And, got out a lot of our other stuff. And then I went off because I saw, even though it was like October 3rd, Michael's and Joann's and all the craft stores were like, "Hey, everything Christmas and fall is 50% off." And I was like, "It's like the first half of the first week of October. What do you mean everything is 50% off?" So I got out of work and I went over and they were already sold out of like everything. And what they had left was nothing I was interested in at all remotely. So sadly, I did not get my good Christmas haul. We have not Christmas haul,
Halloween.
Halloween haul, which is sad because my wife's birthday is in October, and it's a really good way to find her a birthday present. Is how people do like the big Christmas villages.
Hmm.
She has a huge Christmas village, but she's also got a spooky Halloween village that she's been putting together. And I was gonna buy her a fun house for that, but they were just out of everything this year. So that was kind of a bummer. But I did do my spooky tour of all the different craft stores to, kind of try and pick up some new fun stuff. And we found a corn maze. We haven't gone through it yet, but we did find one that I think we're planning on doing later this month.
Corn mazes are so much fun. We did a corn maze probably 2 weeks ago, and we definitely got lost. There was a definite panic moment of like, all right, we just want to get out of this corn maze and go have apple cider donuts. So my recommendation would be actually pay attention to the way that you're going so that you know where you are. Unlike us, we had the map, and I was like, okay, have the map. We're going to pay attention to where we're going. We're going to get through this maze. And we were lost within 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We had absolutely no idea where we were. Don't be
Petra
like us.
has directional insanity, so I just let her take over when we go into a maze because I'm no fun in a corn maze. I just walk us through. So I let my wife get us incredibly lost, and then it's my job to get us back out.
That's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, I don't know why I just walk through them, but I just walk through corn mazes. So I'm like, all right, you're in charge, and then I'll try and figure out how to get us back eventually once we are undeniably like just in it.
Thing about a corn maze is you don't know how long you're going to be in it. No, it's hard to like plan your morning around like, oh, we're going to do a corn maze, and then in 45 minutes we're going to go have breakfast. We're going to start the day off with a corn maze before we have ourselves some, again, in my case, apple cider donuts. Um, 'Cause you don't know how long it's going to be before you get out of it. It
That
could be
is
a
true.
while.
You've got to slot like 30 to 90 minutes on the corn maze.
Yeah, there's no, that's got to be like, you just have to assume you're going to be stuck there for a while. Unless you just want to like bust through the corn. I mean, really, like, what's corn going to do to stop you? Nothing.
Always an option.
Stronger than corn. You're stronger than corn. You can make your own. You make your own path if you ever get too lost in a corn maze. There's never really a reason to worry.
Yeah, it's not like a hedge maze where you really can't force your way out of that thing.
No, there's nothing you. No, you have to know where you are in a hedge maze. There's no room for error.
So, have you been drinking anything fun and spooky? Do you have a drink for tonight, Sam?
I want to tell you about Southern Tier Warlock Imperial Stout. Southern Tier Warlock Imperial Stout. This is a pumpkin stout that's put out by Southern Tier Brewing Company, and it's like drinking a fall night. That's the only way I can describe it. It tastes like it's so dark and thick, and it's got all this pumpkin spice aroma. Like it smells, it's pumpkin spice, so that's good. Got your nutmeg, your cinnamon, all those fall flavors. And I remember the first time I had a sip of this, I was sitting at a bar again, you know, back when I was able to go out before kids, and it was it really did feel like sitting on my back porch, listening to crickets, feeling breeze through what's left of the leaves, and wearing a warm sweater. That's how I can describe Southern Tier Warlock. So if you like pumpkin beers, if you like stouts, it's definitely something worth picking up. It's again, you gotta look a little bit for it. It's not gonna be in every liquor store. Yeah, you have to go to a liquor store that's gonna have a wide selection. I can't recommend it enough. I'm gonna go out and buy another sixer of it right now. I'm gonna skip the rest of this podcast and go drink.
Let's do it. Let's cut it. We'll just make this whole thing a digression.
But
I know I've talked about it in the past. It was not my official drink, but I know I mentioned it in passing. Tonight it is what I'm pushing. The Sam Adams Sweater Weather Variety Pack. It's their autumn 4 pack. It's a 12 pack with 4 beers. It has their Jacko Pumpkin Ale, which is not my favorite pumpkin ale, but it is a solid sippable pumpkin ale. It pairs well with a lot of food. Has their Oktoberfest, which again is not my favorite Oktoberfest, but is a very drinkable. If it's on the menu, I will get it. An exclusive Fest beer, which I have been really enjoying. It's a light lager, but it's very malty. And then it's just got their Boston Lager, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I've discovered it pairs well with sushi. So I have a use for all 4 of these, and it's a they're all different enough that you get a nice variety, but they're all worth trying. They all feel really appropriate for the season.
that sounds good.
I haven't popped one yet and been like, I don't know about this one today. They're all really good, crisp but not cold weather beers.
Right. I want to get one of that. I'm gonna get that variety pack. That sounds good.
It is very good.
All right, what are we
Okay.
talking about this week, Steve?
So this
What was our general game plan?
our game plan this week is there are so many Halloween specials out there. There's too many for anyone to watch. There are just dozens that I haven't seen, and I'm not talking like obscure ones. There's dozens of famous ones as well, or just ones made by famous people, like ones that aren't just like weird third party things. So we watched the trailers for a ton of them, and we're going to report back on trailers of these made for TV special Halloween episodes that we have never seen. And I guess give our thoughts on them?
And we're gonna figure out which ones we're gonna actually try and watch this Halloween season, and then after Halloween, we're gonna report back on them.
Yes. And then after that, I feel like we should watch our we should revisit our favorite or if not favorite, we should revisit a Halloween special or movie from our childhood that we haven't watched in a long time and see if it holds up.
Oh yeah, I know which one I'm picking.
I know exactly which one I'm picking.
That's for next time. Anyway,
Yeah.
what are we talking about this time, Steve? What
Okay.
Halloween specials are we talking about? Previews.
So I watched 5 previews. The first one I watched was The Halloween Tree, made in 1993. It was produced by Hanna-Barbera, and it was based off of the Ray Bradbury novel of the same name. Ray Bradbury actually narrates the tale. It's a story about a group of trick-or-treating children who end up traveling the world and time to learn about different celebrations that influenced Halloween globally. It also features Leonard Nimoy as the person who guides them through, and it won an Emmy for outstanding writing in a children's film, I believe. I thought it looked like a lot of fun. I would watch this with my kids. I probably would have watched this as a kid if I had known about it. Apparently, Cartoon Network plays it every year. I somehow missed it every year. It's got that classic Hanna-Barbera art style. It had really good spooky artistic vibes. It had that nostalgic style. I dug it. I might choose this one to watch. I thought it looked really good.
I said this is one that pops up on so many. I spend a lot of time on YouTube, like watching top 10 lists, which is just a weird addiction to have. But this one pops up on so many like best Halloween cartoon specials lists, and I agree. I don't know how it is that I never saw it growing up. I guess it just didn't have Cartoon Network.
I only watched Cartoon Network growing up. I didn't have Disney. Half the movies on my list are Disney because I've missed every Disney movie because we didn't have it. I watched almost exclusively Cartoon Network from like the moment it aired through college. It I have no idea why, but I'm also pulled in because Ray Bradbury, huge horror and sci-fi influence, really, really like just outstanding author. He did It Came from Outer Space, Something Wicked This Way Comes, and just like so much other stuff that's been co-opted or scenes have been taken and put in major movies, like a lot of horror. It's like, oh, this scene is actually based off of just one of his short stories. He's, one of.
Some, Something Wicked This Way Comes. I remember reading that as a kid. That was one of my favorite, like spooky books that I read in school. Now that I think about it, probably would have been a good choice for last week. Yeah, so I've been interested in seeing the Halloween tree for a long time. I really, this is definitely one that we should check out because it is a seemingly a classic that
Yeah, I
we
don't
both missed.
know. I didn't even recognize the trailers. Like, you would have thought that would have sparked something and been like, all right, yeah, I saw Cartoon Network push this. I just never got around to watching it. Like, nothing. It's like I got Mandela'd. And I'm like, this is apparently just a famous thing that I didn't know about.
This is from the universe. We're from the universe in which it did not exist.
Yeah, do we want to alternate? Or should I go through my five and then you go through your five? I feel like we should alternate.
Yeah, let's alternate. So the first trailer I checked out, and this is a movie I had decided a while ago I was going to watch this Halloween season, is Tower of Terror from 1997, starring Steve Guttenberg and a very young Kirsten Dunst. And it is based on the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror ride at Disneyland. Although for the TV show, they couldn't call it the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, so they just have to call it Tower of Terror. They get rid of all of the Twilight Zone imagery that's in the actual ride. It's about Steve Guttenberg. He's a disgraced journalist. His daughter is Kirsten Dunst. They go to this haunted hotel, which 60 years earlier, the most famous actress in the world was a little girl. She died in a horrible elevator accident, which is, of course, all based on the Tower of Terror ride at Disneyland, which was you go up in an elevator and you fall down really fast. They've since, I think, completely refaced it, and it's now a Gardens of the Galaxy ride. Yeah, it's about a haunted hotel starring Steve Guttenberg, based on a Disneyland ride. And I think it looks real bad, but I still want to see it anyway because it looks like that perfect kind of bad.
Okay, so my first question for you is, did you get all that from the trailer, or did you actually research this movie?
I've been researching this movie for months. I couldn't even find an actual trailer. I found a fan trailer. I
It was
cheated on this one.
so hard to find trailers for some of these.
Yeah, I had to find a fan trailer, and I was like, "Is this real? This could be real." And then I realized the music in the background was "Duel of the Fates" from the Phantom Menace. I was like, "Okay, no, this is not real. They did not get John Williams to do this music for Tower of Terror."
Okay, so for a few of these, I didn't fully look up the plot. I tried to base everything I knew about this movie off of what I could glean from like the trailer or if there were any like sponsored official clips because a few times it said trailer, like official Disney trailer, and it was just like a scene from the movie and I was like this is not a trailer.
Oh no, I cheated on this one. Again, I've watched trailers, I've watched fan vids, I've read articles on this. I really want to watch Tower of Terror, and I'm gonna watch it this Halloween season. It's not streaming. It's not on Disney Plus, even though it's a Disney movie. And I think they're trying to kind of pretend it doesn't exist. But I found it on YouTube. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell the internet. It's on YouTube. They don't want to get a copyright strike.
I mean by
Um,
time this comes out you'll have already watched it.
haha, it's the perfect plan. I think right now it's actually getting a remake. I don't know if it's going to be probably not a remake. I'm sure it's a completely original story just using also the Tower of Terror with Scarlett Johansson is producing it.
You know, they're remaking a lot of their crappy old Disney movies. My next movie is actually also getting a remake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, tell us about it, Steve.
So my next movie is uh made by Disney. It's called Under Wraps. Then it was made in 1997. This was Disney's first Disney Channel original movie.
No way.
Yes. It was also the first horror themed television film that Disney made. So this spawned all the Disney Channel original movies. The success of this movie created the dynasty that is the Disney Channel original movie. And
That's
it
so
is
wild.
getting a 2021 remake right now. I've actually seen trailers for it. Like I've seen promotional stuff for it like outside of my search today. So you know, that happens. The plot seems to be a group of kids break into an abandoned house, a dead person's house, someone's house, and they find a mummy in the basement attic, and they wake it up. And it's not an evil mummy, it's just confused because it's living in 1997, Bill and Ted style. And so they've got this zany, goofy mummy that's out in public now, and it seems like they've got to like there are some thugs who want this mummy for mummy related reasons and they're trying to avoid like these mafiosos that were potentially smuggling a mummy and they have to return the mummy to its sarcophagus by some deadline. It looked super campy. I feel like it would have annoyed me even as a kid. I can't imagine watching it as an adult. But it spawned a dynasty and it's getting a remake, so I don't know what to do with that opinion. Trailer was not good.
I feel like having to steal a mummy is a trope that up in children's movies a lot.
It's not the
Like
first time
there's
I've seen
always
it.
like a no, there's always I feel there's always a runaway mummy. It comes up in Are You Afraid of the Dark at least once. I know it came up in an episode of Vampirina. Yes, I know you don't like Vampirina, but it comes up in Vampirina.
No,
There's a
I'm
runaway mummy at one point.
apathetic to Vampirina. My wife hates Vampirina.
Fair enough. But
So does my son.
definitely, well, then, I mean, there's no reason to watch it for you.
Um,
Yeah, definitely runaway mummies were a big problem for kids in like the late 80s, early
the
90s.
Monster Squad.
There's no, the Monster Squad, they hit a runaway mummy. Oh man, that's a perfect example.
We should do
Why
the
is it?
Monster Squad for an episode. My wife's never seen it somehow, and I want an excuse to watch it.
I was talking to my wife maybe 2 days ago, And she was like, "Oh, I was watching the Monster Squad last night." I was like, "I was with you last night. When did you watch the Monster Squad?" She's like, "After you went to bed, I turned on the Monster Squad." She loves that movie.
I would be like, how very dare you watch that when I'm in the next room and not get me?
Yeah, she was like, "It was on TV. You were asleep. I put on Monster Squad." I was like, "Okay, fine." Didn't wake me up to watch Monster Squad. It's okay.
Years and years and years ago, I knew a team that was creating a Monster Squad comic that they were trying to pitch. Like they were like putting together like a graphic novel without permission to try and bring it to them and be like, we have this thing. And
Hmm.
I was consulted on a bunch of on some for some of the martial arts stuff that they were drawing on it, and I don't think anything ever happened with it, but it was really cool,
Oh,
and I'm sad.
did they? I hope they went on to do other things. It's cool that they had the idea.
I know one or two of them did. Like some of the people, one of drawing it actually like draw comics now, so they made it. But I don't think, I don't know, I think any of the writers or anything ever did anything. But it was cool. It was, kind of like it was before the Lost Boys did it, but it was kind of like the Lost Boys where they're grown up now. Yeah, so Monster Squad. But yeah, Runaway Mummies, big trope, worked for Disney. I don't know if it works for me. I don't think I'm gonna watch this next week. And my wife is the only thing she's really afraid of is mummies. So I don't see this playing in my house if my son gets older.
All right. Well, looking at the imagery from their IMDb page, I don't think you're missing out on this Mummy movie.
It looked real bad. Again, I feel like it would have bothered me as a kid if someone put it on.
The Mummy makeup is creepy, but not. Just looking at the images, like the Mummy makeup is creepy and not in like a fun creepy way. Like it's just a little unsettling.
Yeah.
This Mummy looks like a sick person, like a person who is ill and in need of help, and um not a monster.
Well, we're gonna put a pin in it, but they overcorrect for my next film, and the monster
Oh,
was
okay.
too scary. But we'll talk about that after your next one.
Okay, so a quick one. I could only find like a quick trailer for this. It is called Halloween is Grinch Night. It's a 22 minute, like it's a, a half hour long animated special. Came out in 1977. It's a prequel to How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Hmm.
And it is about Halloween of that same year before the Grinch turned good, about the Grinch apparently attacking Whoville on Halloween night. I was only able to find like a short clip from an airing from 1997, I think, from a TNT. It was ran on TNT. It ran on, um, I guess, a whole bunch of different channels. It does not look good. When I think
Does
of like
not sound good.
the classic old Halloween specials, my favorite is always going to be Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin. It looks like this was trying to maybe capitalize on that because it's a good 11 years after How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It does, yeah, it looks like it was trying to it looked like a cash grab or wanting to have a Halloween special. Although it's
Absolutely
still,
insane.
yeah, it was made by Dr. Seuss. I mean, Dr. Seuss was the writer. He was the producer too. He's credited as both the writer and the producer of the special. It won an Emmy,
Oh my god.
but yeah, it seems to have completely faded into obscurity. I was not aware of it until I was Googling Halloween specials doing my research for this, and it is not that's not going on the list of ones I'm gonna like actually try and check out. I might because it's just 22 minutes and I'm kind of curious about it, but I'm not so curious about it that I'm gonna make it a point to check it out.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even I don't think I stumbled upon that in my search. So, yeah,
No,
they
there were a couple of there was another one in the 80s they did the Grinch meets up with Cat in the Hat. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like the Grinch's Cat in the Hat in the 80s. was like, that seems so completely unnecessary.
Very
And
unnecessary.
I thought it was like, oh, this must be just stuff that they did after Dr. Seuss died, but he actually didn't die until like 91. So he was
So
signing off
he,
on all this.
you said this came out in 1997, though?
Oh no, the video I found, the clip I found was from an airing from
Oh,
1997. The
okay.
trailer I watched was from 97. The movie itself was from 77, so 20 years earlier.
Okay. There we go. Because when you had said it was 9 years later, I was like, I'm sorry, did The Grinch come out in our lifetime? But no, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, I could
Hmm.
have sworn that was a 70s thing.
Yeah, Grinch was 66. Grinch Night or Halloween is Grinch Night. It had a couple of different names, so 77. And it looks like yeah, it doesn't look like one I'm gonna check out. It's no Tower of Terror.
All right. So my next one was also by Disney. Because as stated, we didn't have Disney, so I missed out on all of that stuff. But it was Don't Look Under the Bed from 1999. It
Never
w-
heard of it.
I think I mentioned it in passing a few episodes ago. Anyway, it was a made for Disney Channel Halloween movie. It is notorious because Disney was asked to stop airing it because it was too scary. It was like messing with children and even some adults. And so it wasn't even able to be seen due to that after 2006 until it aired again on Disney Plus recently. So it seems to be it's weird. It seems to be a really weird premise. It seems to be about like a boogeyman living under this girl's bed, but she's got an imaginary friend despite being a teen and almost has did you ever see Little Monsters?
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds a lot like Little
Yeah,
Monsters.
so she goes under her bed to like this other boogeyman universe to face the boogeyman. And looks kind of like it was a weird ripoff of Little Monsters like 10 years later. But it had a campy, Are You Afraid of the Dark kind of a ripoff aesthetic. It's like they bought a bunch of the old set pieces and props and just literally dumped them around. I would have given it a try when I was a teen. It was close enough to it was like a crappy Nickelodeon spooky ripoff by Disney, but I
Mhm.
probably would have given it a try if I was aware of it, and I may try and watch it with my kid. I'd have to see. Apparently the monster was like really freaky looking. So I got to gauge that. But, didn't look terrible. I mean, I don't know why I can't just go watch Little Monsters based on what I gripped about the plot, but
Yeah, I mean, Little Monsters. That was like what was that? Fred Savage. Yeah, it was
it was
Fred
Fred
Savage and
Savage.
Howie Mandel. That is a classic.
That
I haven't
is a
watched that. I
classic.
mean, I haven't seen that movie in like probably like 25 years, but it was so good.
Yeah, I had it on my Netflix list for a long time and was like, I gotta watch this. And then it's gone. I never got around to watching it. But I used to
All
watch
right.
that movie all the time as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to check that out again. That might be a good. That might be a good Halloween. I feel like that might be too scary for my daughter, even at 4.
Yeah, I was a little older when I saw it. I think I was like 6.
Came
Um,
out in '89. Like I saw it when it was relatively new, but also I might have been too young to know.
yeah, that's true. I might have been like 5 when I saw it. I was old enough to know who Fred Savage was.
Well, yeah, because that would have been the height of
The Wonder Years.
Wonder Years. We're not talking about Little Monsters now. That's not a Halloween
No,
special. We're talking about Halloween specials.
what's your next special?
My next one that is one that I actually do want to check out. It's the Muppets Haunted Mansion. So another Disney one. We're talking a lot of Disney. It seems like Disney owns Halloween specials. Disney Plus, it is not out yet as of this recording. It'll be out by the time this airs. It comes out on October 8th. And it is the Muppets, and they are in the Haunted Mansion, like from the Disney theme park. I think it's Gonzo. From what I could tell from the trailer, Gonzo has to survive one night in the house to get some big inheritance. It's that old
Oh, I
trope.
heard about this. Yeah.
And it's got, a ton of celebrity guests. I think it's got Will Arnett. It's got Taraji P. Henson. It's got Any Trejo. So it seems like they just got whatever celebrities were like any celebrity they could find that was available. Yvette Nicole Brown is in it. Come and just do riffs on the Haunted Mansion, but it's with Muppets. And I love me some Muppets. I do love spooky things, so I think it's a good combination. I think it's a good use of Muppets.
I think it's a
Like
great use of
Disney,
Muppets. This should be our other movie that we watch for next week.
yeah, it's definitely Disney. I think has struggled with what to do with the Muppets since purchasing them, decades ago. They could never quite get the they never quite gotten the balance of the adult humor to the kid humor. I don't think they ever quite got it, and I still don't think that they do. But I think this is still a very good vessel for Muppet humor.
I agree. This had kind of slipped under my radar, and I'm excited to be reminded of it.
Yeah, definitely got to check out Muppet Haunted Mansion for this Halloween season.
Okay, cool. That's definitely on my to watch list. All right, so my next one is by Disney, and it's the most famous one. I've always been very aware of this. I just have never seen it. It's Halloween Town.
Halloween Town, yeah. Every that's like the non Hocus Pocus.
Yes, that's what I have in my notes. There seems to be a big battle between people who like Hocus Pocus and people who like Halloween Town. And I wasn't even aware of Halloween Town until
When did it come
my
out?
20s.
I
Uh, came out 1998.
Okay, so we'd have been 13. Why didn't we care about Halloween Town?
I didn't have Disney.
13. Oh, I didn't have Disney either.
I
So
should have
I guess
though.
that was it.
It stars Judith Hogue, who plays April O'Neil in the first Ninja Turtles movie.
But yeah, April #1.
Yeah, April number one would have been a big draw for me. It's also starring Debbie Reynolds.
Sure. I mean, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the most successful of Disney Channel's Halloween movies by a large margin. It is the second Halloween movie they did between Under Wraps and Don't Look Under the Bed. It spawned a franchise that lasted four
Yeah.
movies spanning 8 years. So, you know, made a nice little franchise starring Debbie Reynolds and April O'Neil, and it seems to be about a town where it's always Halloween, and the grandmother, who is Debbie Reynolds, is a witch, and at least one of the kids seems to have magic powers but not know it, and April O'Neil is trying to cover that up. A lot of the trailers were very vague about this. I even watched a whole scene by accident, and it was pretty vague about what the plot was. I just know that the grandma's a witch. It's always Halloween. Spooky stuff happens. It did not look good. Even the scene that I watched, I was like, I'm not enjoying this. It looked like something I would have hated even as a kid again. I remember like whenever like they showed us anything like this, even in like school, if it was like time to watch a movie, I was like, I really no, like we don't have to watch this. I would rather do class.
Can I learn, please, instead of
Yeah,
watching this video?
what is this? This is awful. Hocus Pocus lives rent free in my brain. So I'm just gonna say I'm Team Hocus Pocus. I'm not like a huge Hocus Pocus fan. There are just like some visceral scenes that like sometimes will just be like, "Hey, I'm here," and I'm like, "It's Tuesday at 3 o'clock in January. Why are you here?" And I guess I'm just Team Hocus Pocus because I could imagine rewatching Hocus Pocus, like it or not. I don't really have any interest in getting into the Halloween town.
Yeah, I wonder if we were just, again, we were too old. We didn't have Disney, didn't catch Halloween Town when we would have needed to have caught it.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely Team Hocus Pocus. And I mean, Halloween Town, again, big success. 3 sequels. There's 4 movies in the series. Hocus Pocus is only just now getting a sequel.
They're
But I
filming
feel
that
like
by
that,
my house.
yeah, I saw some of the set footage. It looked pretty amazing.
Yeah, they're looking for extras in my area.
You have to go be in it.
I thought about it. I really did. It was like on a Saturday and it was like 15 minutes from my house, but I didn't go. I think they're
Mm,
still filming. I could probably still get in. It's a big time commitment.
yeah. But I guess it makes sense that it's harder to get a sequel to Hocus Pocus because you have Bette Midler, and she's got other things to do. She's Bette Midler. She's amazing. Whereas Debbie Reynolds and the first April O'Neil were probably easier to get back to do. Excuse me. It was probably easier to get Debbie Reynolds and the first April O'Neil back to do some sequels
Yeah,
in a way that you can't get, Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker.
absolutely. All right. Well, that's my thoughts on Halloween Town. I don't want it to be Halloween forever. I don't even want to sit through that movie. What's your number four slot?
All right, let me get away from Disney for just a brief moment. I'm going to talk about one you recommended, which was Mad Monster Party with a
Yes.
question mark.
I'm so
A
excited
night,
you looked into this because I found it after I did my fifth movie and I was like, oh, dang it.
yeah. It's a 1967 Rankin Bass, and Rankin Bass are best known for their Christmas specials. They did Rudolph, they did Frosty. They also did a whole slew of specials for other holidays that people tend to forget. I think they did like a Frosty's 4th of July at one point. Like they did milk it. It's just those ones don't get aired anymore. It looks like they did a Halloween special in the 60s, and it looks scary AF. Because my problem with the Rankin Bass specials is that I always thought that not animatronics, but not the puppets, the claymation looked super creepy. And seeing it for Halloween special, creepiness makes it look really good.
Yes, I saw one scene of it and I was like, this works now. I completely agree. I was like, this looks like it should look, as opposed to Christmas just being minorly unnerving and terrifying. Like this aesthetic is so good with Halloween.
Yeah, it's Boris Karloff, it's Phyllis Diller. So you have some good, you have some good voice talent here. It looks really scary. It looks really scary. It looks creepy. It looks like this must have been what Tim Burton was watching as he developed his style. It looks like proto Tim Burton.
That's cool.
So this one, I'm gonna be seeking it out. I'm not sure where it's available. It's like $4 on Prime Video. You can rent it on Amazon Prime. I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna spend $4 to watch it. Um, I'll see if I can find it other places because it looks really scary.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm absolutely excited to check out Mad Monster Party. It looks really weird.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
it's so creepy. So
it's
herky jerky.
it's definitely on my list. The second I saw it existed, I was like, how do I not know about this?
All right, we're gonna seek this one out. We're gonna report back in
I
2
hope
weeks.
so.
But it just looks super cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, talking. We're gonna find Mad Monster Party.
I'm down.
All right, what's your number? What are you up to 5?
I'm on
Yeah,
number
we're up to 5.
5 and I'm done with
What's your number
Disney.
5? I am not.
So, my number 5 slot is The Worst Witch 1986 edition. This
Ooh.
movie is the first of 5 adaptations of the book The Worst Witch. The newest one is actually a Netflix series starring Bella Ramsey, who voices Hilda on the show Hilda, and I think is on its fourth season. But this one I watched was starring Faruja Balk and Tim Curry.
Mhm.
You know, Faruja Balk famously grew up to play a witch in The Craft, so it's kind of fun to see little girl her doing like a Harry Potter esque story. I dug it from what I saw from the trailer. It's Harry Potter with a pastel goth aesthetic, and
Mhm.
Tim Curry just being super extra 80s Tim Curry. This is a movie that when I was a kid, I would not have wanted to watch, but would have probably watched the hell out of it. You know what I mean? I would have been like, ugh. and then I would have just been absorbed. And this is exactly the type of thing I used to rent from the library all the time. I might make my kid watch this.
This so far is the only one of the movies on our list that I have watched. I will say that the 1986 The Worst Witch is weird and great. Tim Curry is like full Tim Curry. He's not like in a ton of the movie. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to tell you too much about it because it's another one of my wife's favorite movies. It's weird and good.
It
It's
looked weird and
weird
good.
and very good.
That's the vibe I got, so I'm into that.
It's definitely it's definitely very Harry Potter. I think that J.K. Rowling had to have watched Worst Witch, read the book. It was based on a book, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's based on a whole series of books. There's like six of them.
Yeah, I think that J.K. Rowling was borrowing very heavily.
I believe it. I got huge Harry Potter vibes off of it because I actually saw the trailer for the Netflix one because I have Netflix, and I was like, this looks like a weird Harry Potter ripoff, not realizing that it predated Harry Potter, which I feel like happens to me all the time. But I was interested in it from that, and then when I was reading about this, I was like, or when I watched the trailer for this, I was like, I'm still getting huge Harry Potter vibes off of this. There's no way she didn't pull heavily because the way the new one looks and the way this looks, it's just. And also in the 90s when she started writing Harry Potter, there was another BBC adaptation TV show with like two spin-offs. It was very big in Britain at the time. So I'm pretty sure there's no way it didn't influence.
Mhm. I agree.
So yeah, I'm into it. I'm going to check it out.
I think I have the DVD floating around somewhere in my basement.
That's three out of five on my list that I'm willing to watch. Two I'm excited to watch. So I feel like that's not bad odds.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll close this out with my last pick is the biggest stretch I think of out of any of these. Lego Star Wars Terrifying Tales.
I
This is another one straight to Disney Plus. Disney like owns Halloween specials.
I don't get why this exists.
So this is corporate synergy, I think, gone very awry. And I've only seen the trailer, so I can't say like how it actually will play out, but it just looks like I don't know, the Lego branding on other properties has become its own thing. Like Lego Star Wars really is its own thing within Star Wars, but also separate from Star Wars. It's not exactly it's not, it's not like Star Wars Visions or some of the other stuff that they're putting out where it's real Star Warsy. Like this is Star Wars for kids, and it's also Lego. And I can see my daughter, like again, when she sees it, she's like, "Oh, Lego Star Wars. That's the version I want," because she likes Legos. And it just strikes me as off in a way that the holiday special, like the Christmas special, didn't strike me as off because there's already a precedence for it in Star Wars. It was a gag on the old Star Wars holiday special, so I kind of got it. This is just like, oh, I don't know what this is. I don't know why this is here. I don't know how it's supposed to work. I
Yeah.
don't know that. Yeah, I don't know what it's trying to be. Reviews so far not great. I think it's like at a 6.5 on IMDb at the moment out of 600 reviews.
Yeah, you told me you were doing Lego, not Lego, you told me you were doing a Star Wars Halloween special, and I just kind of stared blankly at my phone, being like, how and why? And then you were like, it's Lego Star Wars, and that like further detached it for me. I was just like, "Ugh, I can't
Yeah,
summon the interest. And like these are all things that I like, Halloween, Legos, and Star Wars, but when you put them together, it does not seem like something I want.
yeah, it looks really weird. It seems like such a stretch. So it's Poe Dameron. character from the sequels. Him and BB-8 travel to like a haunted house attraction in the Star Wars universe, in the Lego Star Wars universe. Where they're being told scary stories from an actor. I assume it's supposed to be an actor dressed up like Palpatine.
The more you tell me about this, the more I hate it.
It's like such a stretch. I
The
think it's
thing
because
is,
in the like,
there's spooky aspects of Star Wars. There's the swamps of Dagobah. There's, the Wampa caves on the planet Hoth. Like, you could do, like, a Halloween, kind of horror monster type of a thing. But no, you're just doing, like, that?
yeah, I mean, I've been trying to like articulate my thoughts on it. Here's the funny thing about Star Wars. It's so pervasive. It has to be available to people at all age ranges. My daughter loves Baby Yoda. She loves Baby Yoda. She has Baby Yoda pajamas. We've got Baby Yoda toys. She loves Baby Yoda. She's never watched The Mandalorian because there's no, how I can't show her The Mandalorian. It's way too adult for her. She knows Baby Yoda. So I think all of these like Lego, like all the like Lego Star Wars, things like that, those are ways of putting those very marketable characters into the hands of the youngest possible kids in the most accessible way. Legos are so accessible to children. Just Baby Yoda showed up in the holiday special. It was the first time I think I had seen him outside of The Mandalorian. And, my daughter got excited, like, oh, it's Baby Yoda. And I'm like, this is the most you've ever actually seen of the character on screen. I've never even shown her clips from The Mandalorian, but she knows Baby Yoda. So I think that's what this is. It's like, I'm sure Baby Yoda's going to show up in this Halloween special. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to watch it because I need to understand it. Same way I watched the Lego Star Wars holiday special. I'm going to watch this Halloween special, but I don't think I'm going to like it.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to hear back from you on this.
I'll let you know how it turns out, but I think it's going to be bad.
Okay, that's 5 for 5. So that's what we're going to be doing. What have you been doing with your adult time?
My adult time lately, I just got like Tetris 99 on my Nintendo Switch, which is the 99 people versus each other head to head Tetris.
Oh my god,
It's so good. It's so addictive. It's really bad. It's really bad.
absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Me and my wife have been playing a lot of Tetris on the Switch. And like why do I keep buying new Nintendos? I always go back to Tetris.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Mario Kart and Tetris and Donkey Kong on so many different Nintendo systems. It's stupid. I should just replay the ones I know.
Yeah, I've been playing Tetris and I've been playing Super Metroid on my Nintendo Switch that I paid like hundreds of dollars for. Whereas I could have just found my old Game Boy. It's around somewhere. I own a Game Boy with Tetris. And I could have bought a used Super Nintendo for like $10.
Yeah,
No, I got the Switch, playing Metroid. That's what I've been doing with my adult time. Um, it has been very worthwhile. Absolutely.
I love Metroid. I'm so bummed we haven't gotten a new Metroid in like over a decade.
I think there's one coming out.
Yeah, but is it? There's a new 3D coming out. Is there a new 2D?
I think there is. Now I'm gonna Google it. I think there's a new Metroid 2D.
Well, we can. Oh, Metroid Dread. Okay. It looks like there might be a new 2D one coming out. Very excited. I'll have to look into
There
this.
you go.
Okay. I have
What
also
have you
been
been
playing a
doing?
video game with my adult time. We've been playing a lot of 7 Days to Die because the new update is going to be coming out soon. And, you know, we are really hyped about it. So we're playing this one, which is stupid because our whole world's going to get wiped when the new update comes out. But if you're familiar, 7 Days to Die is like Minecraft if it was in the world of The Walking Dead.
Hmm.
With better graphics. It's got, it's not Minecraft graphics, but it is, you chop down trees, you mine, you loot houses and cars and stuff trying to find supplies, and there's zombies everywhere, and every 7 days there's a huge horde that kind of like shows up and you have to work to build a base to defend your base every 7 days, and you have to deal with things like hunger and injuries, and it's a lot of fun. We have a whole team that we play together. It's a really good adult time. It's got that great spooky aesthetic, and you get to do some creative Minecraft type of stuff too, because you do have to like fix up your house, build defenses, all that stuff.
Oh, that sounds like a ton of fun.
It is a ton of fun, and it's regularly on sale for like $9. I highly recommend. And even crappy computers can run it, so I definitely recommend it. I've put something disgusting hour-wise on it, like over 800 hours over the last decade, I think.
Oh my
But
god.
I know, but it's a lot of fun.
All right. 7 Days to Die sounds like a good pickup.
Cool. I
All
think,
right.
yeah, we've been going for a very long time tonight. I thought it was going to be a short one.
Yeah, so I'm gonna invite everybody to tell us on social media what Halloween specials you're gonna be watching this Halloween season. We'd love to know. Which one should we watch?
Yeah, did we miss anything that flew under the radar but is totally worth watching sleeper hit?
Yeah, so we're at RT Spirits Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks for listening. Happy Halloween, everyone. Next time we talk to you, it'll be early November, and we'll fill you in on how we spent the holiday.
Oh, it was very spooky.
Have a good day. Take care. I need to
Night,
come up
everybody.
with a better sign off.
Taglines.